And the people who hate it on the most, the people who are secretly doing it or pissed off that they can't afford it.
I lost nearly 3 stone by taking Ozempic. It worries me for young people that in the wrong hands it could be quite dangerous.
If I saw that clip just for the 10 seconds, I'd hate me too.
Did Kelly Osbourne really get rushed to the hospital, or are we just watching another rumor explode across social media without a single trusted source backing it up? Right now, if you scroll through Twitter, Facebook, or TikTok, you'll see people claiming she suffered a sudden health scare. Some posts even go as far as saying she was hospitalized, attaching blurry screenshots or recycled clips that don't actually prove anything. At first glance, it looks convincing. The wording is emotional, the tone is urgent, and it spreads fast because people react before checking. But here's the problem: urgency doesn't equal truth. None of the mainstream entertainment outlets, the ones that always cover Osbourne family news, have confirmed any hospitalization. Even more telling, Kelly herself hasn't released a statement or posted anything official. When you step back, that silence says more than the rumors do. If something serious had happened, it wouldn't stay hidden for long. This is why it's so important to pause before clicking share. Rumors about celebrities, especially someone like Kelly who has been through public struggles before, can take on a life of their own. People remember her past health updates, like when she openly posted about being sick earlier this year, and they connect the dots even when the dots don't actually line up. That combination of old information and new speculation creates the perfect storm for misinformation to spread. So before we dive into the details, keep this in mind: the story you're seeing might not be the full picture. What we're going to do in this video is break it down step by step, the posts that are circulating right now, what the trusted outlets have actually said, and what Kelly herself has shared in recent months. By the end, you'll know exactly what's confirmed, what's just speculation, and why these kinds of rumors explode in the first place. If you've been on Facebook or TikTok in the last few days, you've probably seen posts claiming Kelly Osbourne was hospitalized. Some of them show grainy photos, others use old clips of her looking tired or emotional, and a few even slap on dramatic captions like "Pray for Kelly" without offering a single source. These kinds of posts spread like wildfire because they're emotional, easy to share, and they don't bother with details. What's important to understand is that almost none of these viral clips or captions come from mainstream outlets. Instead, they're circulating in fan groups, random gossip pages, or accounts that thrive on clickbait. A lot of the screenshots being passed around don't even have a date or a clear reference. In fact, some of the so-called evidence people are sharing seems to be recycled from older stories about Kelly, which makes it even harder to separate fact from fiction. And here's where things get tricky: when fans see these posts, they immediately connect them to the struggles Kelly has talked about publicly in the past. She's been open about her battles with health, addiction, and family stress, so when a dramatic headline pops up, people assume it must be true. That assumption fuels the rumor mill even more. But here's the reality: so far, there's no confirmation that Kelly has recently been hospitalized. The posts look dramatic, but without backing from a reliable outlet or a direct statement from Kelly herself, they remain nothing more than speculation. And that brings us to the bigger question: if the rumors aren't confirmed, then what is the truth, and why does this story have so much traction? That's where we need to look at what mainstream outlets are actually saying, or in this case, what they're not saying. And that silence tells us a lot. If you scan through respected entertainment outlets or the biggest celebrity news platforms, you won't find reports confirming that Kelly has been hospitalized. No official press release, no urgent updates, no sudden alerts from her family or management team. That silence might not sound dramatic, but it's incredibly important. In the world of celebrity news, when something truly serious happens, it rarely stays quiet for long. Major outlets compete to be first, and official reps often step in quickly to clear the air. The fact that none of that has happened here should already raise a big red flag about the reliability of those viral posts. Instead, the coverage that does exist is very different from what the rumor mill is pushing. Earlier this year, Kelly herself shared that she had been dealing with pneumonia-like symptoms and even mentioned a high fever. That was a real update, straight from her, and it was covered by a few outlets. And more recently, she's been in the news for speaking out against false stories about her father, Ozzy, showing that she's willing to address misinformation directly when it goes too far. So if a serious emergency had happened to Kelly in the last few days, we'd expect two things: official confirmation and widespread reporting. Right now, we have neither. And that makes the current wave of hospitalization posts look less like breaking news and more like speculation built on old stories and exaggerated captions. But here's the twist: the reason these rumors gain so much traction isn't just because of what outlets aren't saying. It's also because of the emotional weight of Kelly's recent life events. And that context is exactly what we need to look at next. Back in January, Kelly shared publicly that she had been battling a high fever and pneumonia-like symptoms. She didn't sugarcoat it either. She admitted she was sick, struggling, and not feeling her best. Because it came directly from her, fans knew it was real. That single post got a lot of attention, and understandably so. When a celebrity opens up about being unwell, people listen. But here's where things get complicated. Months later, those older updates are being pulled back into the spotlight, used out of context, and sometimes recycled in misleading ways to make it seem like something brand new just happened. And Kelly hasn't been silent about misinformation either. Not long ago, she actually pushed back at false reports about her dad, Ozzy, calling out viral clips that exaggerated his condition. She made it clear that she's not afraid to set the record straight when things go too far. That should be another reminder: if she really had been hospitalized recently, there's a good chance she or her family would have said something by now. This is why understanding the timeline matters. Kelly has faced real health struggles, and she's been open about them. But the jump from "I had pneumonia months ago" to "she's in the hospital right now" isn't based on new facts, it's based on recycled information being twisted into something bigger. And when you combine those old updates with the emotional headlines about her family life, you end up with the perfect setup for rumors to thrive. Because let's be honest, Kelly hasn't just been dealing with physical health struggles. She's also been navigating a painful emotional chapter that makes her name an even bigger target for speculation, and that's what we need to talk about next. Over the past year, Kelly has been dealing with some incredibly difficult personal experiences. Her father, Ozzy Osbourne, has faced serious health challenges, and fans have watched every update closely. Kelly has openly shared her grief and struggles with coping, giving the public glimpses into her emotional state. She's admitted in interviews and social media posts that she's not doing well while processing these events, and that vulnerability naturally draws attention. When someone in the public eye is visibly struggling, it creates fertile ground for speculation. People see moments when she looks tired, emotional, or unwell, and they immediately jump to the worst conclusions. Add social media into the mix, where exaggeration spreads faster than facts, and suddenly a casual photo or vague post can turn into a viral health scare. The audience fills in the blanks, often imagining situations far worse than reality. This is exactly what seems to be happening with the recent hospitalization rumors. Because Kelly has publicly navigated illness in the past, combined with very real emotional stress, it makes it easy for misleading posts to feel plausible. The fear and concern people feel about her is genuine, but unfortunately, it's also what fuels the spread of misinformation. Understanding this emotional backdrop is crucial. It shows why, even without new health developments, people are so quick to believe the worst. And it's why we have to separate fact from speculation carefully, which is exactly what the next section will help us do. How to know what to trust and what to treat as rumor. Celebrity health rumors often move faster than confirmed news because they hit an emotional nerve. Posts with dramatic headlines, blurry photos, or vague claims get shared instantly, and the more people share them, the more truthy they seem, even if they're completely unverified. Social media algorithms reward engagement, not accuracy. So the posts that make you panic or worry are the ones you see first. That's why Kelly Osbourne's name has been trending lately. It's less about what actually happened and more about how easily people react to emotionally charged content. So how can you separate fact from speculation? Start with the sources. Trusted outlets, verified social media accounts, or official statements from Kelly herself are what matter. Screenshots of old posts, blurry videos, and viral captions without dates or credible references are almost always unreliable. Look for consistency across multiple reputable platforms. If no major outlet is reporting it, treat it as unconfirmed. Another clue is context. Kelly has shared past health updates that were real, but using them to suggest a new emergency is misleading. And emotional stories like her struggles with grief make it easy for people to assume the worst. Recognizing the difference between verified updates and speculation can save you from spreading false information yourself. At the end of the day, rumors thrive on fear and emotion, not facts. Keeping a critical eye and checking official sources first is the best way to stay informed. And now, having seen how these posts can twist reality, let's wrap up with the big takeaway and what this all means for fans following Kelly's story. In the end, the recent social media posts about Kelly Osbourne being hospitalized are just that, posts. They look dramatic, they pull at your emotions, and they spread fast, but none of them are confirmed by trusted sources. Kelly hasn't shared any official update, and major outlets haven't reported anything new. What we do know is that she's been open in the past about health struggles and grieving her father, and those real experiences sometimes get twisted into exaggerated stories. The lesson here is simple: treat viral celebrity rumors with caution. Pause before you share, check for verified sources, and remember that just because something looks convincing doesn't make it true. Social media can amplify fear and speculation faster than reality, and Kelly's situation is a perfect example of that. By understanding the difference between confirmed updates and speculation, you're not only protecting yourself from misinformation, you're also helping prevent false stories from spreading further. Keep an eye on official statements, respect privacy, and approach shocking headlines with a critical eye. That's the best way to stay informed without getting swept up in panic. And while we wait for any verified updates, we can still support Kelly by appreciating the honest posts she has shared, respecting her privacy, and remembering that viral rumors are rarely the whole story.